There is a lot of evidence.
Stop that. What's happening? What's happening, good people? It's your man, Cam. I know it's been a while since I posted anything, but I'm going to be reacting to Trump and the things that Trump has said in the past and the things that he's doing at this point in time. So I want you to take a look at this first clip that I have here, and I want to give a shout out to Midas Touch Network because this is part of one of their videos that they had recently posted. But just take a look at this, and then I'll go into another video and just show you guys just how corrupt and how much of a back talker this president is that's in the White House right now. But check this out.
But there is no evidence, but there is a lot of evidence about the very good work
and it's a
and
criminal
the high
enterprise,
rankings that
and
the
so many people know it. It's a criminal enterprise.
So you hear him saying it's a criminal enterprise. It's a criminal enterprise. Now check this out.
Arabia giving $25 million, Qatar, all of these countries. You talk about women and women's rights. So these are people that push gays off buildings. These are people that kill women and treat women horribly, and yet you take their money. So I'd like to ask you right now, why don't you give back the money that you've taken from certain countries that treat certain groups of people so horribly? Why don't you give back?
So you heard him say Saudi Arabia and Qatar, in which Qatar is the country that he just left the Middle East in general, but Qatar is the country that's gifting him a $400 million airplane. And you heard him just say that these two countries, he didn't go into didn't mention any other countries, but he did mention Saudi Arabia and Qatar are both criminal organizations, but yet he was just in both of those countries talking to the kings or the leaders of both of those countries as well. More so, Qatar is giving him a $400 million airplane at this point in time, even though he says it's going to the Department of Defense. But this guy's just an outright liar and a back talker. And yeah, this is from his first run at president, but still, and people's views can change as well, but yet these words came directly out of his mouth, as you can see. So now let me show you guys this other video that I would like y'all to see. So check this out. This guy is a part of the Congress or part of the, whatever. But just listen to what he's saying, which are facts that he's mentioning, and which I skipped a lot of the beginning, and I'm also not going to play the very end of this as well, but just listen to what he's saying.
6 of the top 10 deals for Donald Trump of his presidency, a brand new Trump hotel in Dubai. Right now, literally at this moment, Donald Trump is in the United Arab Emirates. You can imagine the scene, standing in some gold-plated hotel room looking out over Abu Dhabi, and just beyond the line of sight in the distance is the skyline of Dubai. A skyline that, as of a few weeks ago, is likely getting a new feature cutting through the night sky. The Trump International Hotel and Tower Dubai, an 80-floor behemoth. And within it, luxury residences and exorbitantly expensive hotel rooms, apartments that start at a cool $2 million and penthouses that'll cost tens of millions of dollars. Even better, if you can't make the Trump new club here in DC, there's going to be an exclusive members-only club right there in Dubai. In their words, quote, set to redefine the meaning of exclusive luxury. All benefiting, that's right, Donald Trump and his family. Now, their ventures in the Middle East don't start or end in Dubai, because entering in at number 5 of the best deals for Trump and the Trump family of his presidency, they're cashing in this time in Qatar.
And I'm sorry for stopping this, y'all. I'm going to let it play, but I just wanted to stop it here because this is the country where he's receiving that new airplane from, or not new airplane, but that $400 million luxury airplane is coming from this country. But also in that first video I showed you guys, this is the country that he spoke about negatively, saying that these guys was killing women and killing gay people and things like that. And why was the Democratic Party at that time accepting money or whatever have you from this country? But look at this guy. And he's buddying up with these countries because they are putting more money in his pocket by building his hotels and by putting golf courses in their country. If they weren't doing this, this guy would be talking extremely negatively about these countries at this point in time. And that's why, like I posted a while back, mentioning how Canada does not have a hotel or a golf course there with his name on it. China does not have any of his things in their country. And Europe does not have any of his hotels or golf courses in their country. And you see how he talks about them and how negatively he looks at these countries. And it's only because they will not agree with building what he wants to have in their countries.
Coming soon to Doha, the Trump administration golf course. This is going to be an 18-hole course, a clubhouse, and high-end villas with beach access. A $5.5 billion deal, billion with a B, set to net the Trump family hundreds of millions of dollars. A deal that's reportedly in partnership with Qatari DR, a company owned by, in this case, the Qatari government itself. Now, I'm sure Qatar's multi-billion-dollar investment in the personal finances of the Trump family is entirely coincidental. I'm sure it is not intended to influence U.S. policy towards the country, which also hosts Al Jazeera, in any way. I know it's easy in all the Trump corruption and schemes to miss the forest for the trees, but let's not fail to appreciate just how unprecedented this is, just how corrupt and dangerous this is. The president's namesake company is directly in business with a foreign government. And the money is going into his pocket, not the Treasury, not your pocket as the taxpayer. It's going into Donald Trump and his family's pocket, his. But that's not the only Gulf nation in business with the president and his family, not by a long stretch. There is also Saudi Arabia, because entering in at number 4 is the newly...
And I'm going to stop it here, and this is the last time I'm going to stop this video. But Saudi Arabia, which was the other country that he mentioned a few years back, saying how evil and corrupt these people were and that they are, because these countries, they actually support these terrorist groups that are out here bombing and killing people over religious reasons. You know, they call it jihad. But this is going on in these countries in which, even though it's been maybe about 14, 15, 16 years ago that Osama bin Laden was taken out, but he's opening the door for these things to occur again. And also remember, in his first term, he was the main one saying that Muslims should not be allowed to come to this country, and he was blocking Muslims from coming to this country. And this is what these countries are. These countries are Muslim countries. So when I say that this guy cannot be trusted, you cannot lean on anything that he says or believe in anything that he says, because he says one thing and he does something completely different. Prime examples right here before our eyes. And this is reality, is what this guy is talking about. This is not something that he wants to call fake news and fake media. No, he's really doing these things. And so when he talks about $100 trillion and all this other stuff that he's bringing to this country, he means he's putting that money in his pocket. That's the money that he's bringing to his family in the long run, not to the United States.
Announced Trump Tower in Jeddah and their two brand new projects in Riyadh. These will net the Trump family millions as well. And this isn't the first time the Trump family has cashed in with the Saudis. Months after Trump left office the first time, Jared Kushner's investment firm received a $2 billion investment from none other than the Saudi Crown Prince. A deal that was so shady, even the panel that screens investments for the Saudi Wealth Fund recommended against it. Imagine that. But they were overruled by higher-ups in the Saudi royal family, and the money went straight into the Trump family's enterprise. $2 billion. But it's not just Donald Trump and his family that are cashing in at your expense. The world...
And I recommend to go check that video out because he's talking about a lot more in that particular video as far as what this guy's doing and how he's making himself rich while the country is becoming poor. If you've been keeping up with the news, Walmart just put a statement out there saying that they're going to raise the prices of their products because of the tariffs. And then you get this stupid guy in the White House turn around and say, well, that Walmart should eat that cost because of his tariffs. And if it wasn't for him bringing these tariffs to the table, Walmart wouldn't have to lose money on their end, and then they wouldn't have to charge the consumers more in order to purchase their products. And I say that because if Walmart starts to eat the cost of these tariffs, and regardless of Walmart being $1 billion company or not, they're going to start to lose more and more money to where people are going to start to lose more and more jobs, in which we already know that job loss is starting to rise because of these dumb tariffs and the moves that this guy in the White House is making. But I say all that because this guy is literally destroying this country while he and his family and the small people that are around him, small group of people that are around him, are becoming richer. And he's doing that because if you look at these certain countries like Saudi Arabia or Qatar, these countries, you have people that are extremely wealthy, and then you have people that are surviving off of the bare minimum. And so these people are basically slaves to the system, if you get where I'm coming from. And that's what Trump is trying to do. He's trying to make himself so rich that the people become so much poor, so to speak, to where the people feel like they have to rely on him in his cabinet of people in order to be able to survive day to day. But y'all, this is just a small glimpse into what this guy is doing, and it's just only going to get worse until he is actually kicked out of the White House, because I really truly believe that the Republicans are going to start to turn on him more and more, and this impeachment thing is going to become more and more of a reality. And I don't believe that he's going to be in the White House the full term. And he's already said that he wants to be in the White House another 4 years after this, in which we know that they wrote that out, saying that that cannot be done anymore. But this is what this guy's up to. But hey, y'all, it's your man Cam. I just wanted to come on here. I hadn't posted anything in a while, and I just wanted to share that information with you. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday and have a great week ahead of you. And we'll talk to you soon.